Hi there, my name is Grandmaster Nick Pert, and this DVD is focused on the opening moves d4, knight f6, c4. For anyone who's looked at my old DVDs, you'll realise that I've covered a lot of variations where black has played the move d5. So this DVD is focusing on lines where black doesn't play d5. I've also previously covered an opening repertoire against the Grunfeld and against the King's Indian, which is based on the move 2g6. So again, those moves are not covered in this DVD. Instead, I've focused on a lot of the light square openings or Indian openings, and I'm hoping that this DVD will complement my previous DVDs and give the viewer a more or less full repertoire based on 1d4. So, well, hopefully it's educational and a little bit interesting at the same time. But I'll quickly give you an overview of all the variations which are covered, and if it's of interest to you, then I'll encourage you to buy the DVD and learn some of the lines for yourself. So one of the main openings which is covered in this DVD is the line is the Nimzo Indian. After d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4. And this is actually a really popular opening at Grandmaster level. Very well proven opening for black, so it's hard to refute it outright. But I've come up with quite a few interesting ideas based on the move queen c2. In this DVD, I've covered various different responses from black. Looked at b6, knight c6, d6, and then some of the main variations, d5, c5, and also castles. So a lot of coverage has been given to all these variations, and I'm hoping that the new ideas, which are sort of trying to put as much pressure as possible on black, will give you a nice repertoire which you can play. So the Nimzo Indian takes up a lot of the DVD. Another opening which is taking up a large part of the DVD is the Benoni. So after c4, c5, d5, e6, knight c3, e takes d, c takes d6, knight f3, g6, and bishop f4. We're looking at the bishop f4 variation against the Benoni. Looking mainly at a6 here and bishop g7. So this is an opening which can be used if you play with an early knight f3 as well. And I think we covered that quite extensively. So as well as the modern Benoni, I've also looked at the Czech Benoni. So c5, d5, and e5, trying to give some ideas for white in the Czech Benoni. I've also had a look at the snake Benoni. So after the move c4, so I'll just take the arrow out. After c4, c5, d5, e6, knight c3, e takes d, c takes d, they move bishop d6. Again, giving a repertoire against this, which I think is quite strong for white, to be honest. I've also had a look at the late Benoni. So after c4, c5, d5, where black doesn't rush to play e6, instead plays g6, knight c3, bishop g7, e4, d6, and knight f3. I've also had a look at the old Benoni, and a lot of coverage has been given to the Benko Gambit as well. So the Benko Gambit starts after c4, c5, d5, and b5. And in this position, I've recommended the move knight f3, and looked at all the main variations here. So b4, b takes c4, bishop b7, g6, and also e6. I think with the Benko, it's probably been one of the most kind of labor-intensive openings because I've come up with a lot of new ideas, and the real emphasis for white is to try and take the initiative in the position. So rather than grabbing a pawn and trying to hang on to it, I tried to look for ways that white can be the one who's on the attack. So I'm hoping that some of these new ideas might be played, and we'll see if any grandmasters take them up. But certainly they seem quite interesting. Just to sort of finish the DVD off, a couple of smaller chapters in this DVD. I've also looked at 2b6, and I've had a look also at the Budapest Gambit after e5, d takes e5, knight g4, and also a separate chapter on knight e4 as well. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an overview as to what is covered in the DVD. If we complement this with the all the lines to do with d4, d5, which I covered in a previous DVD, then I think between those two DVDs you get a lot of coverage of how to play mainline d4, and I'm hoping that the viewer will sort of appreciate the depth of analysis here and give you lots of good ideas which you can use in your games. So I haven't opted to just go for the sidelines, which most people do, because it's quite hard to do a full mainline repertoire. I've really tried to go for some of the mainline variations, mixed in with some new ideas as well, and well, see if you enjoy it.